Edmonton XL 92.5 FM.
All right, it's hump day. We made the middle of the week here. We get closer and closer to a scrimmage. Frangie, Hayes, Carlion, JJ La Selva with you. Ready for? I'm ready for the scrimmage now. You ready now?
I am ready. I'm ready for the Carolina Panthers to roll
right
into town.
now.
Yeah.
Right freaking now. College team. What do the college teams start practicing this week, right?
That's right.
Or is it
Yeah.
next week?
Actually, Gators started today, and I believe FSU is on the field today as well.
So there you go. So it's here, bro.
It's here.
It's here.
Yeah.
So we are. So certainly it is here. A lot of things to talk about today on the program. The Jags had the day off. They'll be back on the field tomorrow. Probably a short workout, I would imagine. And then the scrimmage which is sort of a mock game of sorts, on Friday night. So it'll be kind of fun to watch how they go about their business there. So we'll certainly talk about that today on the program as well. Trade deadline, anything brewing, JJ, for your club? Anything happening?
No rumblings about Ozuna, but no, nothing official so far that I've seen.
Did you know that by percentage points, the Pittsburgh Pirates have a better record than the Atlanta Braves?
Wow.
I'm not shocked by that.
Did you know that?
I did not know that, but
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
wow.
And how?
Wow, Atlanta.
Yeah. How? Let me ask you this: how pathetic are you when you're 16 games under, and you're happy about the fact that the other guy's 17 games under? How
The
pathetic?
Braves are 17 games under
17.
500.
I think
And they're currently playing. They'll probably be 18 by the end of the day, and they almost lost Ronald Acuna Jr. to an Achilles tear last night.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
You say almost. He dodged
Well,
the bullet.
having an MRI today.
Well, he didn't. But
Okay.
he was going into last night with a sore Achilles. And what do you do when you're 16 games under 500? You play him. And so he was like, they were telling him not to play, and he's like,
Right.
no, of course every player wants to. And they let him. And of course, last night when he's running for a foul ball, he pulls up limp, and he was able to jog off the field. But I mean, it was a stressful sleep last night for me and many of my friends.
That poor dude has had so many injuries.
Yeah, this would have been 2 ACLs and an Achilles for him.
How about that?
might be like a career.
Remember when Stacy Poole, the former Jacksonville High School star, played at Florida, very good basketball player at Florida, did both Achilles like in back-to-back years?
Wow.
Remember that? He had both Achilles.
Yeah, I didn't remember. I remember Stacy Poole, and I remember him, having injury issues, but I didn't realize it was the same
I think
thing.
he had both of them. So yeah, that's that.
But crisis averted. He is on the DL or IL, but it's just for, I guess, like a sore Achilles, not a torn Achilles.
Yeah, okay. So there you go. But anyway,
Just sit him out the rest of the season.
You guys made a trade.
Yeah. Key Brian Hayes, an outstanding power hitter.
2 homers this
We
year.
shipped him to the Reds after his 2 home runs and played in about every game, by the way. In case you think the 2 home runs means he missed some games, played in about every game.
I thought he was going to be really good
I
when he
did
first
too.
got called up.
Hayes, do you remember being
I
at
kinda
Island
remember,
Wing?
yeah.
He was we were doing a show at Island Wings when he came up, and I think he hit we were doing that. We were going every week to Island Wings, and I want to say he hit like 5 home runs in his first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
and made every play.
He
and
was
I remember,
red hot.
Yeah, and then I think he's hit like 2 since.
Yeah, that was his peak.
That was it. So
Now that he got traded, he's going to be awesome.
And now
Oh,
with
no
Cincinnati,
question.
he'll hit one every 7
Yeah,
at-bats.
when he hits 32 home runs next year. So no, that's right about that. So but we will try to watch the trade deadline. I'll tell you a little bit of trade news that got my attention. Might not have been anybody else's. Did you see where Austin Slater, the former Bowles School star, went to the Yankees? Did you see that? The Bowles
He'll be like Judge's replacement.
Well, they'll platoon. He'll
Until he comes back.
Yeah, he'll face left-handers. He's very good against right-handers. Austin Slater, he's 32 years old now. He played for our Jacksonville Warriors team back in the day, so I got to know him a little bit in his family. Wonderful kid. He really is. He's his mom was the daughter of Ed Austin, the former mayor, but Austin's really wonderful dad, wonderful mom, wonderful family, and so he gets traded from the White Sox, who were going nowhere. He's been around a little bit, played with the Giants most recently and the White Sox. But he was traded to the Yankees. So good for Austin Slater. Good guy and a good Jacksonville guy, and hopefully gets to play some and maybe play in the postseason for the Yankees. So hopefully that'll happen for Austin. So we'll continue to watch the trade deadline. Jaguars are off today. ESPN got me thinking, when they did. You see the ESPN Barnwell story today? It was
I liked it.
It was interesting. Which player on every team?
I liked it because I've never seen anybody approach it that way. So it was sort of a fresh, innovative way.
Players' value.
Yeah.
Which player? Who on your team could command 2 first-round picks?
Right.
Who on your team could command a first-round pick? It was interesting. Did you agree with it? It said today, Trevor Lawrence, Brian Thomas Jr., and Travis Hunter would command 2 first-round picks. Josh Hines Allen and Trayvon Walker would command a first-round pick. Did you agree with that?
I do.
Yeah, it's probably close.
I don't know that Trevor would bring back 2 first-rounders.
Yeah.
That seems, if I had to lean anywhere, I'd say
that's the one they were.
It was a little more team-friendly than what I would think. But yeah, I mean, I certainly could see it. And again, just to put it in comparison, like Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, that was 4 first-round picks.
Yeah. Right,
so this was with Trevor, it was 2.
Yeah,
but
that's right.
Yeah.
So
but certainly Travis Hunter, I think that makes sense, and Brian Thomas Jr. absolutely.
But it did pique my interest on one thing. Who's their best player? Okay, is it Brian Thomas Jr.? No questions asked. Who? I mean, and I'm going to start the program. We're not doing it just yet, but who's their best player? And I'm going to certainly talk about that and maybe rank them. The offense, defense doesn't matter. Who's their?
Logan Cook.
Well, it's funny you said that. If best at their job is a different question than best player, right? But best at their job, I'm not kidding, might be the specialist. I mean, real. They might have the best punter in the league. They have a guy who might be one day the best kicker in the league. Okay, so you're ahead of me there. Obviously, they can't be the best player on the team.
Yeah.
But they certainly could be the best at their jobs.
Right.
So we'll have a fun topic about it. With the Jags having a day off, we'll have some fun with that coming up on the program today. Our friend Kevin Kaplan's coming by today. He's scheduled to. Now, this is a surgery day for him. But we want him to come by once a week or so, particularly during camp, just to talk a little bit about what this heat's been like, how it affects them, what recommendations does he give to these guys when it's hot like this? Do you hold guys out? Do you not? Are you more likely to have a soft tissue injury? Less likely? So I think it's because it's so dang hot out there. So certainly a fun topic to talk about. We'll certainly do that. Our friend Kevin Kaplan will do, and we'll go around the league a little bit. When someone gets hurt in sports, what does that mean? I'm certainly going to ask him about DJ Lagway, and does the calf strain make it more or less likely that he could hurt his Achilles? Because we've seen it with Halliburton and so many NBA players. So that'll be a fun topic today as well. You know what I'm worried about, Hayes Carlin, who hails from the Bowl School?
What's that?
That I'm going to have to learn about either Aiden Warner or Harrison Bailey.
Yeah.
You going to talk me down off the ledge or let me worry about it?
No, I will talk you. I don't think to this point that anything has happened to DJ Lagway that is going to really affect him in September. So from that standpoint, now again, you wish he'd had more time to develop chemistry with his receivers and things like that. But in terms of him being available, I still think there's a good chance that he's going to make it through the season. The fact that he has had issues come up does not necessarily mean he will have them moving forward. And I do think he's a special athlete. So and again, he's got a high level of pain tolerance. So I do think it's going to take a lot to sideline him. And so I'd like to think that he's going to be okay. I think they're going to run the ball a lot. I think he's going to have good protection. I think he can escape from trouble. So I mean, I there's no guarantees, but I at this point am not worried that he is not going to go wire to wire as the starting quarterback. He may not,
right?
But nothing. This calf strain doesn't give me pause that he's not going to be able to.
You haven't seen enough to worry you yet. Okay.
I mean, I think that he's had some frustrating things, but again, there have been plenty of athletes that have had a tough, annoying year of injuries, and then they don't have injury issues for many years. So, again, I would think that he will be fine, but we'll see.
We'll see. So certainly that. Hey, did I tell you about the Billy Joel documentary?
You did.
Hey,
you mentioned that you were watching it. I haven't
JJ,
started.
have you seen it? Are you an HBO guy, JJ?
Oh yeah, but I have not seen it.
It's just
how many parts are we talking?
It's two parts, but they're long. So it probably
Like 4 hours.
they're probably each one I think is probably about 2.5.
Okay.
So it's probably 5 hours of documentary, which they probably should have done it in 5 pieces. I'm glad they didn't, but it's good. I mean, I'm a big Billy Joel fan. And
Same.
that's my
I'll
era,
definitely check that out.
it's so good. But I didn't. Do you know much about his life, JJ? I mean, have you followed?
Almost nothing.
Yeah, same.
I mean, I know through his songs. I feel like I know about his life just based on listening to his music and his songwriting. But no, I really don't.
Yeah, I mean, there's. Just,
I didn't grow up with him, you know.
Yeah. So I mean, there's just so much. But I just. So I'm following. So it's this crazy story. So Billy Joel. And he's in this band, and he and one of his buddies, when he's got no money growing up, and the dad left, and the mom raised he and the sister, and in New York, and so rock star story. So he and a guy start a band, and they're called the Hassles, and they're kind of good. So he and this one guy leave the band to start another band, and it's like his best friend John. So his best friend John. They get a home together. Well, John's married. So John.
Oh, I do know this.
I didn't know this story. So John, the wife, and the kid, and Billy, the 4 of them live together, and they're like best friends. Me and my best friend's wife and kid. So they live together.
That certainly never goes wrong.
Yeah. What could go wrong, right? And so they live together, and I'm just following. So finds out they're best buds. They go everywhere together. They write music together. All of a sudden, the best friend and the wife it didn't work out. Too stressful, the living arrangement. They divorced. Billy falls in love with the wife and marries her, and they're married for 10, 12 years. He married the best friend's wife, and then the best friends in the documentary afterwards say, yeah, you know what, I forgave him. Well, I got news. Okay, let me just say this here on a Wednesday afternoon on the First Coast, okay? I'm in a very good marriage, so I think I probably don't have to worry about the marriage ever falling apart. But if it did... And Hayes, you wound up married to my wife.
That'd be a problem.
It would probably affect the friendship.
Okay.
Just
good
so,
to know.
Yeah, it's good to know.
But
that.
what if Hayes was Billy Joel?
Right.
You'd be like,
and that's kind of what this is.
Yeah.
I think the guy, hey, JJ, I think you're onto it.
You'd be like, I get it.
I think the guy kind of said, I would be pissed, but he's Billy Joel.
Right.
Okay. I mean, so I think that's it. So, I mean, how about that?
It's incredible. I mean, who would have thought that the most incredible Billy Joel story isn't that he married Christy Brinkley?
Well, and he's married to this woman for 12 years. And so I'm watching all through the first documentary. And right at the end of the first documentary, he splits with the wife and gets into the 80s. Okay. So he was married to her in the 60s and 70s, a little bit of the 60s and the 70s. Well, now I don't know a lot about his life, but I do know what's next. Okay. And so I watched the first part of the second documentary, and so he's at this, I don't know, some celebrity thing. And he goes, wow, here comes Christy Brinkley. And this was Christy Brinkley covers Sports Illustrated.
Oh yeah, it was.
Okay.
This was prime.
So it's a great story. So Christy Brinkley comes over, and he goes, how about this? I'm hanging with Christy Brinkley. A minute later, Elle Macpherson comes over. Okay. Elle Macpherson, I mean, let me say this better. Elle freaking Macpherson.
Yeah,
okay.
The body.
So we're clear.
That was her nickname.
Okay. So
in the modeling world, the body.
So Elle Macpherson comes over, and so I'm talking to these 2 beautiful models. Okay. And then all of a sudden, this younger model comes over who's also beautiful. And then we're at this celebrity party. And so I've got these 2 beautiful models. Now this 3rd beautiful model walks over, all tall and lean. And the 3rd beautiful model starts singing. He goes, she might be a better singer than me. So I got these 3 beautiful models. One of them's all wanting to talk to me. Turns out the 3rd one's Whitney Houston.
Wow.
So he's hanging, and she had just started her modeling career. So he's hanging with Christy Brinkley, Elle Macpherson, and Whitney Houston, these 3 beautiful models. The 3rd one starts singing, and turns out, lo and behold, she's a pretty good singer. Go figure. And then he said, I liked them all, but Christy's the one I connected with, so I married her.
Why didn't I learn how to play the piano?
I'm telling you. I mean, you got to watch that's enough, isn't it?
It is enough.
I've given you enough to watch the documentary, so it's fantastic. So Billy Joel on HBO Max or whatever it is, and I can't quit. Last night I would have kept watching it, but I had a first pitch at 9:45, JJ, and you don't keep watching Billy Joel when Bailey falters on the mound. Okay, you got to have your priorities.
Now, is Billy back to? Is he? I guess
don't know.
still on the DL.
No, that I don't know.
I think he is.
I'm gonna be really upset if he like just completely stops performing. I gotta see him.
I think the buzz is he is coming back.
Okay,
yeah,
good,
but
yeah.
I think he is still recovering.
That might be worth a trip to MSG.
Yeah. And I will tell you, of all the concerts I've seen, and I'm a big concert guy, as you know, I talk about it all the time. And I've seen most of the acts I like to see numerous times. I've probably seen Billy Joel, 8 or 9 times. But seeing him in the Garden, JJ, to your point, it's better than all the other ones. It's seeing Billy Joel in the Garden, one of the great concert experiences of my life. Really was.
And they have his piano bronzed outside.
Correct.
Of the Garden.
Oh, really?
Right. Yeah.
That's
It's awesome.
But I mean, seeing Billy in the Garden was different, even though it's all the same songs, and so it's pretty. But anyway, so you got to watch the Billy documentary. That's my public service announcement.
Sounds
today.
good.
We'll take a break. Got a lot of things to do. We're going to do headlines at about 4:40. Kevin Kaplan by at about 5:20. But when we come back, let's talk best Jaguar player and players and why. That's next. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
The summer
It's summer, it's summer, it's summer
of
of
1010XL.
it's summer.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Frangie, and I got to tell you, I can't fix anything. I would be so lost with plumbing problems if not for Duck Duck Rooter. But everybody knows to call the Duck. Well, I do too. Whether it's plumbing, air conditioning, septic, they handle all of it, and nobody does a better job than our friends at Duck Duck Rooter. Any of those needs you have, call them today, 904-862-6769, or go to duckduckrooter.com. If you've got problems, call Duck Duck Rooter. They'll handle it. I guarantee it.
This is Richard Miller with your Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles Update. Training camp is underway this week, and Showtime has a strong selection of Jaguar cards, including Trevor and BTJ. 2 showcases of options and autographed jerseys and mini helmets. Get ready for Jaguars football at Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. Update your collection.
I'm Chris Campione. Veterans have given so much in the service of our country, but when it comes to legal challenges, you shouldn't have to fight alone. At Campione Law, we're here to help veterans like you get the support and compensation you deserve. Whether it's a workplace injury, a personal injury claim, or navigating a veteran's disability claim, we'll stand by your side every step of the way. Your service to our country matters. Let us serve you with the dedication and respect you deserve. Call Campione Law for a free consultation today. Campione Law, fighting for veterans, fighting for justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Here's Linda Beaver.
The dog days of summer are here, and so are the hottest deals of the year. Whether you're hauling down the street, cruising on the beach, or just escaping the heat, we have the ride you're looking for and the wow you experience you deserve. Save big on select models with sizzling summer savings, low financing, and limited time bonus cash on all trades. So don't sweat it. Come beat the heat at Beaver Automotive, where the summer deals will wow you.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
1010XL's running game takes a giant step forward.
Well, Fred Taylor is the whole package.
Fred Taylor joins Dan and Jeff on the drill. Monday morning running back with Fred Taylor is fueled by Epstein and Robbins and Monahan Jewelers.
In a world where chains seem to take over, it's awesome to have a locally owned retailer who's only focused on Jacksonville. Beards Diamonds is your example. Hick and here, you know, all those other jewelers in the town center, they're owned by big Wall Street companies. Beards Diamonds, local. Man, the Lupos have been serving our area for more than 40 years, and Beards run circles around the big chains. They got a massive diamond inventory, all shapes and sizes, all the top bridal brands. Beards has the strongest warranties, and if you ever did have an issue, you can deal directly with the owner, not layers of middle managers. Beards wins on price every day, most importantly. They don't have extra markups to please Wall Street or pay commission salespeople. In fact, Beards guarantees to beat any national chain store on price. Don't buy anywhere until you get a second opinion at Beards. I'm sure you'll get a bigger, better quality diamond for your money, and it'll be backed by local folks with integrity and local accountability. Don't buy a diamond in Jacksonville without seeing your best option at Beards Diamonds at the St. John's Town Center.
Frangie here for Coil Fencing. Jacksonville is full of memorable sports moments. Remember Hal Sutton when he famously said, "Be the right club today"? Well, that's what Coil Fencing delivers, the right fence today. And they've been delivering the right fencing for both commercial and residential properties for nearly 100 years. If you're in the market for a new fence, call Coil & Sons today at 904-356-4821 or visit coiljacks.com. That's COYLE Jacks.com.
Hacker here with a cool story to share with you guys. Everybody knows I've lost a lot of weight thanks to the great folks of Awaken 180 Weight Loss. But how about this? I went into my closet a couple of days ago, pulled out a shirt from 2019, and was able to put it on for the first time in over 6 years. That's what happens when you lose over 100 pounds thanks to Awaken 180 Weight Loss. The guidance I get from Coach Kate, I've met with her every week, every step of the way. She was encouraging me. She was guiding me. She was giving me instructions. It made the plan so simple, and the weight absolutely fell off. Look, if it's time for you to lose weight, like it was for me, do yourself a favor. Do your family a favor and call 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800, or go to awaken180weightloss.com. They can change your life. I know this because they've changed mine. Now it's your turn. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
If a birthday or anniversary is looming in your immediate future, take care of it today by ordering a floral arrangement online at CuneFlowers.com. You'll be the star of their day. This is Frangie. Take it from me. An arrangement from Cune Flowers works like magic.
Attention golfers, Hidden Hills Golf Club is an attractive destination for golfers all over the Southeast. You too will enjoy our classic Arnold Palmer design that will test your game and keep you coming back. Book a tee time at hiddenhillsgc.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Back to a Coil & Sons Wednesday. Since 1927, they've been around the block and probably fenced it too.
Man, Coil & Sons does a great job. They really, really do. They've done it for the longest time. Not just commercial fencing, which they've done forever, but now residential fencing. I had a buddy of mine get a fence put up by Coil & Sons the other day and could not quit talking about it. 904-356-4821 is the number. Or you can go to coiljacks.com. That's COYLE Jacks.com. Look, there's a lot of fence companies, but if you want one you can trust, you want a local company that's done it for a long time. I told you, when we need something done at our ballpark, we call them. Anybody that I know that needs fencing, they call them. 904-356-4821. Coil & Sons Fence Company, and always a Coil & Sons Wednesday around here. They're also big Jaguar fans, my friends from Coil & Sons. They'll have an opinion about this. You will too. Jags' best player and why?
It's Brian Thomas Jr. for now. I think it ultimately will be Travis Hunter, but for now it's Brian Thomas Jr. And I honestly I'll be interested in hearing a case for somebody else. I get he's only done it for 1 year, but to finish third in the NFL in receiving yards, with all the litany of issues that he had to deal with last year in terms of what was around him, to me, it's got to be Brian Thomas Jr. is the best Jaguar.
If I was trying just to say what I think without taking the other side, I'd probably agree with you, but that's boring. So I will tell you, a pass rusher that's had 17 and a half sacks, that's one of the best single seasons the Jaguars had in any stat in a long, long time, if not ever. 17 and a half. In today's football, a 17 and a half sack season, when quarterbacks get the ball out as quickly as they do, when you can't really, there's no head slapping anymore. You have to pull up when you're near the quarterback. If you tackle the quarterback low, it's a 15-yard penalty. In this day and age, to go get 17 and a half in a season is pretty dang good. So I could make an argument for Josh Hines-Allen. Again, if I was betting my money, I probably would come with you on that. But I think he'd be the next guy, I would say. I would say if Brian Thomas Jr. is 1, I would say Josh Hines-Allen is 1A, at least for me. Now, yeah, we'll see what Travis Hunter becomes. But I would say Josh Hines Allen is the other guy on the ballot. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, he would have an argument. And obviously Trayvon Walker, I think, is going to have a stronger case as this year develops, but certainly deserves mention when you're talking about best player. So I think a year from now it'll be Travis Hunter, Trayvon Walker, Brian Thomas Jr., Josh Hines Allen,
and certainly that's the hope. The hope is that Travis Hunter, second overall pick in the draft, Trayvon Walker, first overall pick in the draft, will play like that. Yeah, that's the hope, is that when you pick someone either first or in the top two picks, you hope that they are your best players, right? I mean, if you're getting it right, you hope that. And of course, Trevor was the first overall too, so you hope they're your best players. All right. And by the way, if you'd have done this last year, I mean, Evan Ingram might have been. Well, Brian Thomas Jr. would, but Evan Ingram would have been in the conversation in recent years. He was one of their best players.
Well, yeah, and if you did it this time last year, no one would have said Brian Thomas Jr. because we didn't know what he was going to be.
Correct. So that's right. That's right.
And so, yeah, I mean, I do think that they've done a nice job of adding to the in terms of the stars with Travis Hunter and bringing him in, and it was needed. They don't have. You need like 7 or 8 stars, and they are not there yet, even with Travis Hunter. But yeah, I mean, when you think about last year, who it would have been if you were doing this, I mean, again, Trevor Lawrence is the most important player, but is he the best player? No. I mean, I think he's close. I mean, he'd have an argument for being top 5, and I do think he's got a really strong year coming. But yeah, looking at it last year, I mean, we probably would have said Josh Hines Allen.
Right.
Because he was coming off the
17.5
sack season. But yeah, I mean, when you think of Christian Kirk and Evan Ingram, I do think offensively they're in a much better place from a talent standpoint. Nothing against those guys, they're good pros, but there's something special about having Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter breaking the huddle together, and then. In some of these formations, they're right next to each other, which I cannot wait to see how that materializes.
5 best players in order, and not most valuable, because the quarterback's always going to be in the most valuable conversation. So I'm not going to say most valuable. I'm going to say, and Trevor may still make the list, but all quarterbacks make the valuable list.
Right.
So this is the best list, not valuable list. 5 best players. Your opinion? Obviously, Brian Thomas Jr. you have first.
Yeah, I'll say BTJ, then Hines Allen, Walker, Travis Hunter, and I'll say Trevor.
Okay. It's interesting. Where do you put Travis Hunter? He's never played it down in the NFL. I'm tempted to put him in there too, but he's never played it down.
Yeah.
Isn't it weird? I mean, I'll definitely go Brian Thomas Jr. and Josh Hines Allen 1 and 2. After that, it would get interesting for me. Trayvon Walker's had back-to-back double-digit sack seasons, 10 each year.
And plays the run well.
And is a good player. He's a good player. Foye Oluwakin's a really good player. He'd be really high on my list. Foye might be third. In terms of good player, Foye might be third on my list. I might go Brian Thomas Jr., Josh Hines Allen, Foye Oluwakin. That might be the top 3 for me on this team, this current team.
Tyson
Campbell's in the conversation. Trevor's in the conversation. Trayvon's in the conversation. It would have to be a combination of that group, wouldn't it? I'm trying to think. None of the offensive line would be a top 5 guy for me.
I mean, we like what we see in De'Ami Brown.
Yeah,
you're going to need to see that.
Yeah, I mean, De'Ami Brown might turn out to be terrific, but
games.
I doubt.
I don't really need to see Travis Hunter in a game. I guess I should.
I hear you,
but I'll be stunned.
Yeah, if he's not a top 5 guy.
If he's not really, really good.
I kind of think that too. I don't know if I can go there now, but yeah, I mean, being silly, because if you asked me to bet my money on what our vote would be on December 12th, I'd bet everything I have that he's in the top 5. But I'm going to go, as of right now, Brian Thomas Jr. 1, Josh Hines Allen 2, Foye Oluwakin 3. I'm grinding now. And by the way, you could put Eric Murray or Jordan Lewis. They could make the list just because they didn't play on the team last year. I don't think I've got them as top 5 guys.
Yeah, I wouldn't have them.
So
you're not holding it against them.
I'm probably going to go Trayvon 4. And what'd you say, Trevor 5? Yeah. I'll probably go Tyson Campbell 5. But Trevor right there. I mean, I don't know that Tyson Campbell's a better corner. Maybe Trevor. I don't know that Tyson Campbell's a better cornerback than Trevor is a quarterback. I think so. Best at their jobs is the specialist guys.
Yeah.
Foye Oluokun, very high on that. Very, very high on the best at his job. If you can't pick the specialist, which you can, by the way, I'd say Foye is very high on that list as well. I think that's probably the group.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, in terms of best at their job, Logan Cook would be high.
Might be 1.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'd have to go BTJ. I mean, he was 3rd in the NFL in receiving yards.
Yeah, good point.
I mean,
you're right.
So
he'd still be 1. I agree with you.
But yeah, Logan Cook would deserve mention. I will say this: we haven't talked much about Cam Little. He's
really good.
He's really good.
Really good.
He's even doing some things on kickoff that I think have a chance to be pretty special in terms of how he is figuring out where to land the ball and place it to really take advantage of the new rules and the tweaks to the rules that the league made, after the first year of the dynamic kickoff or whatever they called that. But I mean, if you can land that ball inside the 10 and have it basically die at the 3, that's a weapon.
No question. And I'll tell you a little story about him. So with walk-off charities, we'll tell you a lot, and you know this, you're out there a lot or have been out there a lot, but we have the city has asked us to kind of build, design, and then run this ballpark, and we run the Began Baseball Complex. We also have 2 football fields out there. In about 2 weeks, about a week and a half, we'll have 2 really nice artificial turf football fields. They're soccer, lacrosse, football, but they're flexible. The football fields to me, goalpost, the whole bit. And you probably know this, but kickers are all buddies. They all know each other. So Cairo Santos, who kicks for the Bears, lives in my neighborhood, and he kicks up there. He kicks up there a lot. Tyler Bass, the kicker for the Bills, lives in Jacksonville. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I did not know that.
Tyler lives in Jacksonville, so they kick together.
Okay.
So Cairo and Tyler come up to our park. They play golf together. All the kickers all know each other. So Cairo and Tyler come up to our park and kick a lot. Well, they had Cam out there with them one time, and Cairo told me, dude, that guy's leg, the ball explodes off his foot. And this is 2 and Tyler Bass, pretty good kicker too now. This is Cairo and Tyler talking about the cannon leg that Cam Little has. I mean, that's about as good an evidence as you need, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he was drilling it from 58 yards the other day in practice with no problem at all.
Right.
Yeah, he is a special talent without a doubt, and and certainly could be the difference in 6-win season becoming a 9-win season, or 9-win season becoming an 11-win season. And but I'm really intrigued by the kickoff, because now that they've adjusted it.
Yeah, now the 35, by the way.
Yeah, now I think you're seeing even more of an emphasis on, all right, we need them to return this ball. We're not going to just kick it through the end zone and allow that amount of ground to be gained simply by handing it to them. And I will say I've been impressed with what I've seen from Cam Little in terms of the creativity and the kind of the action he can get on the ball. Logan does a magnificent job of that with his punts, but we've known that. But somehow Cam Little is applying that. And, I mean, some of these balls are hitting, and basically it looks like a Scheffler iron. Well,
and they are. And again, the dynamic kickoff rules, by the way, it's changing all the time. For people that don't know, if you kick the ball off and it lands in the end zone or beyond in the air, the touchback now comes out to the 35-yard line, okay? But if you roll it through, if it goes
lands at like the 2
and rolls in,
comes
out to the 20-yard line.
Right.
If your kick doesn't make it to the 20, it comes out to the 40-yard line. So you can't try to,
right.
I mean, so the rules are
so
goofy.
Much fun.
Yeah.
Thanks, Roger.
Yeah. And again, when you're the play-by-play guy,
I didn't even think of that.
You got to know. I mean, I'm telling you, when the ball's in the air, you're thinking, all right, the minute this thing hits, I've got to tell people where the ball's going to be.
Right.
So it's an interesting thing. But yeah, Cam Little's a very good weapon for the Jaguars. So we'll talk more about that as we come. Do want to remind you, Kevin Kaplan, the Jaguar team doctor, the team physician, he'll be out. I want to ask you about heat. How dangerous is it when they're playing this much heat? How does it affect soft tissue injuries? And Kevin's also going to talk about stuff other than the Jaguars. He's as good orthopedist as there is in the country, a very renowned orthopedic surgeon. So I'm going to ask him about the DJ Lagway thing and other injuries that are propping up, all that coming up later on in the program. When we come back, though, we'll do an early trip through headlines. Hayes has them after this.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
It's always truck season at Nimnick Chevrolet. Well, this month, you can save up to 20% off a new Silverado or get financing rates as low as 0%. Now, unlike most dealerships, Nimnick Chevrolet is the largest inventory on the ground, ready for you to explore. And with their extensive selection, you're sure to find your perfect truck at Nimnick. Available now, the all-new Silverado EV with payments starting in the mid-200s. Designed to go the distance, the Silverado EV boasts 440 miles of range, more standard range than any competitor. You get the drill. They've got it, and they've got it waiting for you. And you know, Nimnick will always give you top dollar for your trade. Want an even better deal? Ask about demo models for deeper discounts. The bottom line is this. You head to Nimnick Chevrolet, and you're going to wind up getting a great, great deal. So who's got more new Silverados at the best prices? Nobody but Nimnick.
Jeff Prosser.
I'm cranky in the morning. I'm grouchy in the afternoon. I'm moody at night. I'm like miserable.
Dan Hicken.
Okay, are you done now? Huh?
The Drill. You two got a lot in common. Mornings on 1010XL.
And I wear bikini briefs.
This is Hayes Carline from my friend Holt at Harold and Harold. There doesn't seem to be enough time in the day to get everything done. Then you get injured in an accident and you don't know what you're going to do. Let Harold and Harold make it easy for you. Easy on becoming a client. You can just text or email if you want. Easy on finding a doctor and getting through the process. Hopefully you won't need them, but if you're ever injured, call Harold and Harold and make it easy on yourself. Call them at 904-251-1111. That's 251-1111.
David Garrard here. I've had the PRP treatment from Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, and my knees are really doing well. Platelet-rich plasma treatment may be the answer for whatever is hurting you.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
My son had a meniscus surgery a couple years ago. Went smooth as silk. Dr. Kevin Murphy did it. Was playing tennis in 2 weeks. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Jax is more than a city, beaches, suburbs, or a destination. We're a community that takes care of each other. I'm former Jaguar Tom McManus. J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling is dedicated to serving you with respect and integrity. We haul construction debris or property cleanouts for managers, owners, and realtors. We do it all. Call 506-1256 for your free estimate today. We're here for you. We're veteran-owned and operated. J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling.
Your yard starting to look a little like a jungle? Well, it might be time for a little TLC. Or how about RTC, Russell Tree Care? At Russell Tree Care, they give your trees the perfect haircut. Whether it's trimming or removing, they'll make sure your yard looks its best, all while keeping safety as a top priority. Call Russell Tree Care today and let them take care of your trees. Russell Tree Care, 844-4Mr. Wood. That's 844-467-9663. Or visit RussellTreeCareLLC.com today. Your trees will thank you.
Ready to ride the waves? Best Bet St. Augustine is turning up the heat with our Summer Splash promotion. We're giving away over $40,000 in cash and prizes, including a brand new 2025 Yamaha Wave Runner. From now through August 8th, every hour you play poker or table games earns you an entry to win. It all leads up to the grand prize drawing on August 9th. The more you play, the more chances you have. Don't miss your shot to make a splash this summer. Visit bestbetjacks.com for all the details. That's bestbetjacks.com.
It's the blog players put their pads on for.
So we want it, we got to bring my thoughts and observations on our home team. That's what I share with you every week on my blog.
Roland Reach Plumbing brings you Hayes Blog on 1010XL.com.
There's certain places you know if you go in, they got what you're looking for, like Gate Convenience Stores and Colt Modelo's. That's the ticket. Or get on the craft side of things with something from Bolt City or Sweetwater. Hit the cooler at Gate, full of choices and all of them good.
Who says there's no free lunch? Join me, Hicken, and Jaguar and Gator legend Fred Taylor for free food and football talk Friday, August 8th at Alhambra Theater. When you hear this,
Bye-bye. Roxbury and Bill chasing a 90-yard run.
caller 28 to win a pair of tickets to a free lunch with Fred. Doors open at 11. Jags Talk, Gators Talk, Football Talk, including a 1-hour Q&A with Freddie T. And we're buying you lunch. Stay tuned for this sound.
Bye-bye. Rockberry and Bill chasing a 90-yard run.
To win your tickets, courtesy of Jenkins Hyundai and Genesis of Jacksonville on Atlantic.
Sun's out. Deals on at Hurricane Grill and Wings. Enjoy summer eats like the Yingling Beer Batter Fish Sandwich, chicken salad lettuce wraps, and wings and tenders combo basket. All for under $14. Add 3 bone-in wings for just $3.49. And sip a peach cocktail or Michelob Ultra. HurricaneWings.com.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou here for John's Auto. They've been a staple in Jacksonville going all the way back to 1985. At John's Auto, they service all makes, all models, cars, trucks, diesel, you name it, they do it. Whether it's routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul. Call John's Auto on Arlington Road. That's 904-743-3857 or go to johnsautomotivejacks.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round. It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell and Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hayes Carline.
Yes, give our friends at Harrell and Harrell a call at 251-1111. They will take great care of you. Frank, we're going to start with the Jaguars. We're a week in, hard to believe, but a week ago today we were talking about the first training camp practice. So now that we're a week in, a couple days in pads, who are a couple guys that you feel like have had a strong start?
Yeah, I said this, you and I did the rundown today, and I said it there. The 2 rooms that stand out to me are the receiver room and the running back room. De'Ami Brown is everything he expected to be. He's good. Travis Hunter looks good. Parker Washington's having his best camp by far, and I haven't even mentioned Brian Thomas Jr. yet, so that room has really impressed me. Running backs room, too. I think both Etienne and Bigsby looked the part. They look like they're in great shape. Bashil Tutin's a guy that's going to be good when he's healthy. And LaQuinn Allen, I think, might be their third down back. So I could go through a lot of spots, but the ones that have jumped off the page for me the most are those 2 rooms, running back and wide receiver.
I have a feeling we're getting ready to see Brian Thomas Jr. have a scorching week because he's been somewhat quiet so far, and I don't think that's going to last.
Yeah, had a few
long.
drops, and again, it's early in practice. But yeah, I think so too. The good thing is whether he does or doesn't, you get a hunch it's going to happen when the season gets here.
And defensively, they really aren't blowing a lot of coverages. I mean, that's the other thing that I think is encouraging is the passing game looks fine, but when they do hit something, it's not because there's a receiver without a defender within 10 yards of him. It seems like Anthony Campanile is doing a good job of getting his players in the right position, and to the players' credit, they're communicating well.
Yeah, it seems like both offensively and defensively they've been efficient. I've told you this before. Offensively, there's no running back and quarterback going the wrong direction, bumping into each other. The guard pulls and trips the quarterback. They fumbled snaps. There's been none of that. It's been smooth and efficient, and you're right. Defensively, the equivalent of that is nothing over the top. There haven't been any blown coverages. So, again, you're just playing yourself. Nobody's hitting anybody, so it's not a great barometer, but it's the only one we have.
Right.
And using the one we have, it seems pretty efficient.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Flacco and Alec Pierce aren't here to test whether the safeties know what they're doing. But anyway, it looks good so far. It's one of those things. It doesn't look like either side. It's just, here you go. Just take this on a silver platter.
I agree.
It does seem like things are being earned, which is a good sign a weekend. We talked about Travis Hunter. Let's talk about Travis Hunter's Madden rating, Frank, because it is out.
Oh, already?
He is an 84 in the game, which is outstanding for a rookie and tops the class. So again, just another cool thing about Travis Hunter being a Jaguar. Now all the kids that play Madden they're going to be dying to play with Travis Hunter. They're going to pick the Jaguars, and if he's an 84, he is going to be pretty good immediately. And if you're playing in the franchise mode, it won't be long, I wouldn't think, until that number is climbing. But anyway, kind of a cool thing. Highest rating in the class for anybody. So the next time you play Madden, Travis Hunter, you can count on being an 84 for you.
Well, the next time I play, I will count on that. I will tell you this. Of all the reasons I can't wait to get to the second Sunday in September, the one that screams or roars to the top of the list is seeing how many plays this guy plays on offense and defense. When it's really a game, not when it's practice, not when it's OTA, mini camp, scrimmage, preseason games, when it's a real game and whoever wins and loses that counts in the standings. How much do they play? And it's, by the way, September in Jacksonville is going to be brutally hot. We've already seen what it's like in July. Honestly, Hayes, I can't wait to see how many plays he is in on both offense and defense.
It's going to be great. Can't wait either. Let's get it to around the NFL. We'll start in Nashville. Titans quarterback Cam Ward is not happy with the progress on offense. Ward was picked off 3 times in Tuesday's practice. To his credit, he said, I've got to get in better connection with my receivers. I've got to watch more film. I've got to be more accurate. So I commend him for that. But it looks like it might be tough going for Cam Ward in year 1 in Tennessee.
Yeah, I can't imagine that they're going to be very good on offense. I just can't fathom that there's. It just doesn't feel like there's much there on offense, does it? I mean, and a Cam Ward might turn out to be a very good quarterback in the league, but I don't know that he's got much help this year at least.
And I don't buy Calvin Ridley at all after his tenure here. If he's who you're banking on for your passing game, I pity Cam Ward.
And to help your rookie quarterback?
Yeah, no chance of that. I mean, I guarantee you Cam Ward's having to tell him the play when they break the huddle, or one of those receivers. Let's get it to Baltimore. Ravens tight end Isaiah Likely has fractured his foot. Could be out for 6 weeks, putting his status for week 1 in question. Obviously, Baltimore still has Mark Andrews, who's very good, but Likely is a dangerous player. So if the Ravens don't have him and they play Buffalo to open the season, that could certainly be something worth monitoring.
Andrews is one of the best tight ends in the league, despite a ball he dropped at the end of last year. He's a really good player. But Likely's their move tight end. He's their get down the field tight end. That's a good combination, man. Because Andrews is sort of a complete guy, an inline tight end, and Likely's the guy that line. He's the Evan Ingram of their team. I agree with you. Now the reports I saw today, they think there's a good chance he's back, there's a chance he's back by week 1. But yeah, that would be a blow if they play any games without him.
Yeah, John Harbaugh said that receiver Zay Flowers is also going to miss a few days with an ailment. They didn't want to go into exactly what that is, but again, something to just kind of be on the watch for, particularly for the fantasy players that'll be drafting Zay Flowers. There's so many receivers.
Right.
You want guys to be healthy, and Zay Flowers, very talented player, but he's little, and if he's got an injury, that's got to concern you.
Yeah, he's a good player though. He's a good player. When they have all their weapons, they're pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. The Chiefs are dealing with receiver issues as well in terms of injuries. Xavier Worthy suffered a concussion in Tuesday's practice, according to Coach Andy Reid.
Yeah, and it's that time of year, Hayes, where you've been out there now for a while. It's hot, you're tired, and if you have one of these little injuries, you want it now, you want it on July 30th, not August 30th, for sure.
Let's get it to Cincinnati. Bengals defensive end Trey Hendrickson has reported to training camp despite being upset over the contract.
My friend Pete Prisco always says that they always show up. They can talk, hold out, bellyache, but if they don't show up before week 1, they don't get paid. They all show up. He's right. They all show up.
In sticking with Cincinnati, they cut running back Zach Moss today. Moss played well for Indianapolis in 2023, so he didn't, had a neck injury in his 1 year in Cincinnati after signing a 2-year, $8 million deal there. But he's recovered from the neck injury. He's just been passed by Chase Brown and some other guys in Cincinnati. But Zach Moss, there could be a decent market for the 27-year-old.
He never had a primary role in Indianapolis because they had Jonathan Taylor. But you're right, he was a good player for the Colts. I remember thinking that's not a big drop off as you would imagine it would be as good as JT is. But someone will pick him up. Never worked where he was. Sure.
We've got football tomorrow night.
No, we don't.
The
That's
Hall
a lie.
of Fame game.
No, we don't.
I mean, if that doesn't
Jackets?
scream Loser Monday, then we're doing something wrong. If we're not going to, bet scrimmage yards on the Hall of Fame game.
Absolutely.
But Trey Lance, remember him?
I do.
Trey Lance will start for the Chargers in tomorrow's Hall of Fame game.
Yeah. What will he be? Well, right now he's Justin Herbert's backup. But what will he be 10 years from now? Will he ever? Because he was drafted 3rd overall?
Yeah, and they moved up to get him.
Yeah. What will he be?
Out of the league, I think.
You think?
Oh yeah, I think this is it. I mean, we'll see. There's been a little bit of buzz that Jim Harbaugh has been able to harness something with him, but I'd be shocked. The thing with Lance is he just never played. Again, that was the COVID time, and he just, when you go back and look at his collegiate numbers, it was like it was a pick purely on athleticism.
Right.
And those picks sometimes don't work out.
You're really burying the lead on that game because you know who else is supposed to play quarterback for the Chargers?
Yeah.
DJU.
That's right.
No way.
Yes way.
Well,
DJ Uiagalelei
Yes.
is going to be under center
Yes, he
at
will.
some point
on a Thursday night in Ohio.
Yeah.
Who knew that?
And then you can take that jersey and just go right across the street to the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Have him sign it.
And then you're all set
I
to
did
go.
not know DJU was on the Chargers.
I'm actually hoping that there's another paint situation on the field so we don't have to watch that.
The congealed paint.
Yeah.
That was glorious. Let's get into college football. Florida defensive coordinator Ron Roberts met with reporters yesterday and says Florida's linebacker room is a real strength with 3 to 4 NFL guys. Frank, how good will the Gators defense be?
I think Miles Graham, listen to me when I tell you this, with the exception of DJ Lagway, might be their best player. Offense, defense, I think Miles Graham might be their best player. And he's an inside linebacker. But Aaron Childs is really good. Pup Howard, the former Jacksonville guy, is a good player. This guy, Ty Jackson, that they got this year is really good. Caden Robinson, the kid from Lake City, Columbia. I just ran off 5 guys. Of the 5 I just ran off, Graham, Childs, and Howard are going to be in the league. They're going to be in the league. So that's at least 3. Yeah, I'm telling you, Hayes, they've got a really good roster. If he can coach to it, if Lagway's healthy, if the schedule doesn't intimidate him too much, which does happen in college football, they've got a good football team.
And the Gators are on the field today. Their digital department tweeted out a video of freshman receiver Dallas Wilson torching a defensive back for a 50-yard touchdown.
You see where he's up to 215 pounds?
Yeah. I'm not kidding. He looks like Terrell Owens did.
Looks like an NFL player,
he looks, he's like 6'3", 213. I'm not saying that that's the kind of player he'll become,
but he looks like
I think
an NFL player.
that's his kind of skill set in terms of what he could potentially be. Anyway, so that should get Gator fans excited to see the freshman having a great start to the opening day of practice. Let's get it to Major League Baseball. JJ referenced this earlier. The Braves looked like they might have lost Ronald Acuna Jr. to an Achilles injury for a long term. Looks like it's going to be shorter, but he is going to be out for a period of time in an absolutely disastrous season.
And I will tell you this too. It's a shame all the injuries. That guy's a really good player. He is
one of the best in the league.
One of the
top
best
3, I would say.
Yeah, one of the best handful of players in the sport, and he's a really, really good player on every front. 5 tools, the whole bit. It's really a shame he's had that many injuries. Honest to God, that guy's a good player, man. Honestly, I've always said Mookie Betts, who's struggling right now, by the way. Shohei Ohtani and Mookie Betts are the 2 best players in baseball for me. Boy, I tell you, Acuna's right there. I feel about him the way I did Trout, 6 years ago, 7 years ago? Really good.
And it was crazy how great he's played since he's come back from that injury this year. But yeah, he's going on the IL with just Achilles tendon inflammation. So we really dodged a bullet as Braves fans last night, man. I wouldn't be here at work today, probably.
By the way, I respect that.
Yeah.
Hey, JJ didn't come in and called in sick. Is he sick? No, but Acuna went down and he's staying home.
He's giving him his Achilles.
The respectometer's flying on that for me.
Without a doubt. Let's get you out on today's musical note. It has been 40 years since this classic topped the Billboard charts. This is Don't You Forget About Me by Simple Minds. I'm not sure any rock song has ever tied in with a movie like this anthem does with The Breakfast Club. The music video has been watched on YouTube 380 million times.
That's all. Number 1, that's a big number. Number 2, that is a great comment. When you hear this song, you see that movie. It was
Without
a
a
great
doubt.
movie.
Oh,
and
yes.
when you hear this, St. Elmo's Fire was a good movie. Breakfast Club was a great movie.
Without a doubt.
And when you hear this song, you see the movie. That's well said.
doubt
Nice
about
job
it.
as always.
Thank you.
We'll take a break. Talk some college football. Don't forget, later on in the hour, Kevin Kaplan stops by the Jaguar team doctor. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Giving me everything inside and out and love strange, so real in the dark.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Now, another classic moment in Jags history.
Brunell slofts it downfield looking for Keenan in the end zone. Keenan leaps, makes the catch. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Touchdown, Jacksonville. 31 yards.
The home of the home team you grew up with. 1010XL.
Summer's calling, and Jenkins Hyundai of Jacksonville is ready to answer. Cruise through sun-filled days in a stylish new Tucson, pack the family into a spacious Santa Fe, or explore our selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. Find hot deals on Hyundais backed by our exclusive nationwide lifetime warranty. Jenkins Hyundai of Jacksonville.com. Visit us on Atlantic Boulevard. For all life's journeys, Jenkins Hyundai of Jacksonville is here. Welcome to the family. Offer subject to change. See dealer for details.
I'll be honest with you, it is because of Beards that I felt so confident getting down on one knee because I knew she would love the ring.
Jacksonville native Dr. Arian Afshari talking about the engagement ring he got from Beards Diamonds.
I spent everything I had on that ring, so I really wanted it to be an awesome ring.
Dr. Afshari loved the fact that at Beards, nobody's on commission. In fact, they even showed him how he could get the look he wanted and spend less than he budgeted.
There was a bigger diamond and a nicer diamond that I was looking at, and they actually steered me away from that to make sure I wouldn't feel stressed out or financially burdened when I walked out of there, which was really nice.
And he loves the fact that Beards is locally owned for over 4 decades, a refreshing alternative to those big box corporate jewelers.
You've got the experts there to talk to you. I don't think you get that from anywhere else in the town center. You're just a number when you walk into a big box store.
Local owners, no middleman prices, massive selection, and a commitment to quality. Beards Diamonds at the St. John's Town Center.
Frank Frangie here for my friend and insurance agent Craig Dewhurst. Craig has been helping families on the First Coast with their insurance needs for 25 years, is your good neighbor and local State Farm agent. Now's a great time to review your insurance policies, whether you need auto, homeowners, or renter's insurance, or insurance for your golf cart, boat, or jet skis. Craig handles all of my family's insurance needs, and even better, he gives back to the community. Call Craig today at 904-940-9740. That's 904-940-9740.
When you step into a courtroom, you're stepping into a fight. Someone wins, someone loses. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we've got the experience you want in your corner if you or a loved one suffer a personal injury or a wrongful death. We're here to fight for you. So if you get hit, hit back with Hastings Injury Law, offices Jacksonville. Find us on the web at 904hitback.com or call our 24-hour helpline, 904-HITBACK.
If you need a game plan for the weekend, I'll tell you my takes for some of the weekend's best options. 1010XL's Dan Hicken here. Watch for Musings with the Media Mogul on YouTube and Facebook. Turned on by Tucker Equipment Rentals in Neptune Beach.
When you need a mechanic you can trust, call Sam, Harry, or Joe at AA Automotive on Richard Street. From oil changes to complex engine repairs, AA Automotive promises expert service and honest pricing from a local family biz. AA Automotive on Richard Street.
Hey, it's Joe C. Summer in Jacksonville means the sun is hot, the grills are fired up, and your water heater probably full of sludge.
Nah, not mine.
Think, when was the last time you flushed your water heater out? It's okay, you could say it.
Probably never.
Flushing a water heater each year improves its efficiency and extends its lifespan.
They sure don't make them like they used to.
So call Roland Reese Plumbing for a routine water heater flush out and any other plumbing needs. 260-7059 or at plumberandjacks.com. Roland Reese Plumbing.
I'm Frank Frangie. I told you my daughter Amber has tried Awaken 180. Man, has it worked. You ready for this? After 3 weeks and change, she's lost 22.5 pounds. You should give it a try. 844-346-1800 or visit awaken180weightloss.com.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
This is Hayes Carlion for First Florida Credit Union. I bank with First Florida Credit Union because I trust them. I can always count on them when it comes to the vast services they provide. The online banking services are outstanding. So easy to use, depositing checks through the mobile app is fast and efficient. I also go to the branch off 210 in St. Johns County and the Durbin location, but they have 10 branches in the Jacksonville area. You need to be banking with First Florida Credit Union. They're enriching people every day. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity Lender.
Want your son or daughter to enjoy sports year-round? Then log on to I-9 Sports with fall and winter registration open right now, including girls volleyball at Duval Charter Bay Meadows, plus plenty of other spots and sports on the First Coast. I9sports.com. Enter 1010 for a discount.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just the job, but an experienced, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
Here's Linda Beaver.
The dog days of summer are here, and so are the hottest deals of the year. Whether you're hauling down the street, cruising on the beach, or just escaping the heat, we have the ride you're looking for and the wow you experience you deserve. Save big on select models with sizzling summer savings, low financing, and limited time bonus cash on all trades. So don't sweat it. Come beat the heat at Beaver Automotive, where the summer deals will wow you.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. The Jaguars will be hosting a scrimmage in Everbank Stadium this Friday, August 1st at 7 p.m., airing right here on 1010XL, 92.5 FM, and 1010 AM. Parking lots open at 3:30 with complimentary general parking available upon registration for lots B, C, D, E, J, S, X. Due to construction, only gates 1 and gate 4 will be open for entry at 4:30 with kickoff at 7 p.m. After it was announced that Florida quarterback DJ Lagway was in a walking boot, the Gators have some more information on the injury. Lagway strained a calf muscle last week and will now be sidelined to start fall camp, which kicks off starting next Wednesday. It's 94 degrees at 5 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Back to a Coyle & Sons Wednesday. Since 1927, they've been around the block and probably fenced it too.
My friends from Coyle & Sons do so many good things. Obviously, residential and commercial fencing, overhead doors for your business, bathroom partitions, so many things. Things you didn't even know they could do. They put up a batter's eye, a big wall at our ballpark for us. Call them at 904-356-4821 or CoyleJacks.com to find out more about this terrific fencing company, the best in town. Frank Frangie, Hayes Carlin, our buddy Kevin Kaplan is here. He's the team doctor for the Jaguars. How you doing, buddy?
Doing great. How you guys doing?
Good to see you, man.
Great to see you guys.
How's practice so far? Is everybody healthy? Everybody good? Everybody ready?
Yeah, we're good. And we're
Super Bowl ready?
I hope so. That's the hope, right? Yeah, every year, that's hope.
Hey, Kevin, it's been so stinking hot. I mean, like ridiculously hot. As a team doctor, how much does that worry you? We all know about hydration and obviously Ferg and the folks there are great at that. But as a team doctor, do you worry more when they're out there in this kind of heat?
You do, and I think they've done a great job on practicing earlier in the morning, right? We know it's still hot, but if you can get out there at 8:30 and practice from 8:30 to 10:30 instead of 1:30 to 3:30, that's a huge advantage. So, you worry about the guys staying hydrated, you worry about cramping, and certainly, things that go through my mind if guys are dehydrated and they cramp, and maybe their leg goes in an awkward position because they cramp. Then that's the type of injury I worry about. But thankfully, we've really stayed on top of things so far.
Cramping that's the biggie with heat. Is that the big one?
It is, guys. Guys will cramp up, and it's hard to get once you start cramping. You're already dehydrated, so it's hard to kind of get back to regular hydration and prevent that cramping from going forward. And
in terms of looking at it, they always do such a great job with the infrastructure. The Miller Electric is great, but they've actually added a cooling area sort of on the other side of it, how beneficial is that for players to be able to get in immediately and cool their body down?
Yeah, it'd be great if you guys could step in there. It's cold, and so to get their body temperatures down, I think a lot of the guys are using that. You'll see whole groups of guys going in there. It's a huge area in there, and we sat down there right at the beginning of training camp just so I could see what it was about, and it looks like the bleachers you have against the wall over there. I mean,
Right.
just two or three rows, and guys can go in there and sit down, cool off, and get their hydration and get back out there. It's a huge benefit.
What's the temperature set in there?
It's a great question. I'd have to ask Jeff that. It's pretty. It's low. I mean, it's
50s.
Yeah. It's
Is that a
pretty
new
cold.
thing? Is that a new? I mean, not just for the Jags. Is that like a thing now?
I think so. I mean, guys, other places have brought in like these huge trucks, like freezer trucks they'll bring in. And I think the idea is to see if this will work and if we can make it a permanent structure for us during the preseason. I think that'd be very helpful.
I know guys that have like cold tubs, these ice tubs.
I have one.
You do, don't you?
Yeah, I love it.
I would never get in one ever in my life. You don't have even you, as rich as you are, you don't have enough money to get me in one of those cold tubs. Why do people get one? Why do you have one?
Well, so I do it on my cardio days. This morning I do my normal interval runs, and obviously I want to cool off because, if you go to work and you're sweating, so for me, it's cooling off. It's cooling my body down. I get in, right now it's at 41 degrees, get in there for about 6-7 minutes. And I even get my kids in there sometimes. They like it when they cool down, and it cools the body off. It cools the muscles down.
I guess it does. It's 41 degrees. I mean,
I feel great, and it wakes you up. I mean, I could get up and get going. I don't even need a cup of coffee, and it gets you moving.
Hayes, there's no way I believe it feels great. You're not going to. All
right, this is what we should do.
He's got
bring you over.
He's got no toughness.
Dan and Jeff have the wheel. We'll make him comfortable.
I got a better idea. You have Hayes over there, and he can tell me how it was.
Perfect.
It's chilly.
Yeah.
In terms of,
I don't like getting in my pool until it's 85 degrees.
Right.
Are you kidding me?
Why do you think, in a general sports medicine standpoint, why do you think the Achilles has become? Is it random that it's become more prominent? It really affected the NBA playoffs. Ronald Acuna Jr. last night in Atlanta, had an injury. It didn't end up being a torn Achilles. Is there anything that you can put your finger on that would be beyond just this is just a coincidence that we're seeing so many of these?
I think if you go and look at what causes that injury, it's a forceful contraction of a muscle on a tendon, right? It's your calf muscle that pulls on that Achilles tendon. But it's pulling on that tendon while it's getting longer, while it's lengthening. So, I mean, hypothetically speaking, guys are bigger, they're stronger, their muscles are contracting harder. And so when you have this huge contraction of the muscle and the tendon is lengthening at the same time, I think that's why we're seeing it. It's just these are bigger guys doing more, strengthening exercises, getting their muscles strong. So when you get out there and plant real hard, it just pulls harder on that tendon and something has to give.
And so to Hayes' point, Kevin, like Tyrese Halliburton, for sure, probably Jason Tatum too, you hear they're playing with a calf strain, and then the next thing you know, they blow their Achilles. So is that like if your calf's hurt, don't play? But I mean, it's not that black and white. I know that, but
Yeah.
I mean, does one lead to the other?
It can. It certainly can. It's such a fine line. You look at that. Obviously hindsight's 2020, right? So there's no question in my mind that medical staff, everybody knew the injury, but that I'm certain that they went through the risks and this is what could happen. But take a guy like that is playing for a potential championship and saying, here are the risks. And, most injuries are not black and white. The ACL tear, the broken bone, the things that look, this is season ending. But most of the injuries we see are in that gray zone. And so, you have to be able to understand the injury, relay that information to the player, and then come to a consensus discussion on, okay, is, there a risk? Yes. What could happen? And then you try to decide together, am I okay to play? So it's a very tough thing in pro sports because that's what these guys do for a living. If it was you or I and we were playing pickleball and we strained a calf, we'd just take a couple days, a week off, and we'd be fine. Right. But this is their vocation, and it just becomes very difficult of a decision to make for all parties.
I always thought that you'd rather have a calf than a hamstring injury, but now it seems like it's almost about the same in terms of severity. What do you think?
Hamstrings are tough. I think any soft tissue injury can be very difficult because, again, most of these guys rely on that forceful contraction and push off, whether it's a hamstring or a calf. If you take a calf in, an offensive lineman or defensive lineman, that may not be as big of a deal as a calf in a speed guy like a receiver or defensive back. So I think all soft tissue injuries are difficult, but it also is player specific and position specific.
DJ Lagway, the Florida quarterback, is now in a boot with a calf strain. I've never heard of that. I thought a boot was like a foot, ankle, but he's in a boot because of a calf strain. Is that a normal thing?
It is. So if it's a calf strain they're trying to get to heal, what we do is we put him in a boot and then we put a heel lift in the back of the boot.
Oh. Okay.
And so if you were to put your foot on the ground right now and put your other heel underneath that foot, it's taking the tension off the calf and off the Achilles. So the idea is to give it a period of relative rest so that the muscle fibers that are pulled can just be nice and relaxed. They'll probably get him out of the boot and they'll put him in a regular shoe, again with a heel lift to take tension off of it while they're trying to rehab and get him back. So it's a good way. And they may be doing platelet-rich plasma or PRP injection, which we do quite a bit in trying to get muscle injuries to heal quicker.
That's interesting. So you, but by putting the lift in, that makes sense. He doesn't stretch down.
Correct.
He doesn't stretch
That's
down.
right.
In terms of a head coach in football determining how they're going to conduct fall camp, is it still like you don't want to go more than maybe 3 days in a row before the data starts to suggest that injury, soft tissue starts to spike, or where is the data kind of settled now?
We could sit down and have an hour-long discussion, but sports science is so largely involved with what we do on a day-in-day-out basis. Chris Bach is our sports science physician, clinician. He's out there monitoring guys, monitoring how far they're running, how fast they're running, how much activity they're doing. And I think they gear the activity based off of that. And you could see when guys are running hot and they're running too much. And guys like, Liam and all the coaches these days are really using a lot of that information to make sure we're not overtraining. Because, look, if you train a guy in 100-degree weather and you're pushing them hard, it's okay to do that. But I think sports science comes in and allows us to say, okay, what are the ramifications of that? And do we have to take the next day lighter, or can we do 2 days and take another day? So there are lots of sports science. A lot of coaches in the old days used to think sports science is all about you can't play, you can't do this, you can't do that. And it's really not that. It's, okay, here's the data, here's what you did. How does that affect what we're doing in the future in the next couple of days?
Jaguar team doctor Kevin Kaplan with us. Are coaches, Cap, in the old days, coach, just get my guy on the field. Just get my guy on the field. Your job is to get my guy back on the field. I get the sense today's coach isn't like that. That today's coach cares about the health. And I'm not going to ask you to compare this coach to that coach to that coach. But generally speaking, is it more that way?
I think it is. I think it's been very straightforward, very easy for me to relay information to Ferg and then, to coach and to our general manager and obviously to Tony. It just seems like they understand. Not that the coaches in the past didn't, but they understand it and they take the information. They take what we say medically and it's just been very easy to work with this group and groups in the past as well. But yeah, I think these days is different than in the past where it's he's got a bruise or he's got this. Get him on the field. Get him on the field.
I mean, I can tell you, I've known coaches that tell their medical personnel, get my guy in the field. I mean, that's old, and I'm not criticizing them. That was just the culture.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. It hasn't been like that, thankfully, for me.
Yeah,
so
I mean, at all. I mean, not just with Liam, but I mean with you're the coaches you've worked with haven't been
like that. Very understanding medically. I think, I've been at this for a little while, but it's been medically savvy, coaches.
Do you ever see like turf if a field has been like recently resodded or something when maybe you're on the road with the Jaguars, something like that, and you see something? I know that's not your specific expertise, but do you ever see things and you're like, hey, just be careful or something in regards to footwear, different cleats? Because we've heard in the NFL playing surfaces obviously differ. Is there anything that ever pops on your radar with that?
Yeah, there's an actual foot and ankle committee, and they review cleats, they review shoe wear, just like we do with the helmets. At the beginning of the year, I always give a medical talk to the team, specifically talking about equipment, and we have them meet with George. You guys know, the equipment staff, and get in there and make sure they're in the right footwear. Because, if you're in the wrong footwear, I mean, that makes you really just, you could get a high ankle sprain and be out for multiple weeks. So we try to educate the players at the beginning. The debate of turf versus grass is an age-old debate.
What do you think?
The data, there's the data and there's what the players say, right? Yeah. The data really doesn't say that turf on a number percentage basis causes more injuries, but the players will say, my cleat got stuck, and I felt like it's stuck in the ground. So... it's something that's always in the back of my mind, but the data doesn't support it.
That's interesting. So the turf, if turf is more, and by the way, all the stories you read say if you really do read it, it does not support it.
That's right.
There's no stories
That's
that
right.
say, but I always thought turf was more dangerous, not because your cleat got cut in the ground, because falling on it. But it's not. It's just, falling on it would suck. I mean, right more than grass, right?
We've had plenty of those, lacerations, on the road, and you get the turf, that stuff that's in there, the rubber in wounds, and that's just, that's painful. But to me, I always think about those non-contact injuries. Foot gets stuck, get planted, and then, God forbid, blow out an ACL or something.
You guys have such a tight bond, the team doctors in the league. Do you get your buddies texting you, calling you, asking about Travis Hunter? And what's been your experience so far, just seeing what he is taking on and what condition he is in to be able to do what he's doing at such a high level?
There was talking about, obviously I didn't, at the combine, you're just looking at all the players. And so amongst our NFL
They didn't
physicians,
tell you they're taking Travis. Hey,
No.
hey, Cap, we're trading up and we're taking him. So give me a good look at this guy.
That's above my pay grade.
Okay, I get it.
Just look at all the players.
Right.
That's what I did. But the physicians, we were all talking about that and how is the team going to manage? And of course, at that time, I didn't think that was going to be us. So we were just talking how do you manage that and make sure that he stays hydrated and conditioned. And it's going to be interesting. I mean, he is an unbelievable talent when you're out. I mean, you guys have been out there and seen the way he moves. It's pretty impressive.
We're going to have you in here every week. I got some other things to ask you in a minute. I want you to tell people about orthopedic specialists of Jacksonville in a second, but I've still got to tell you my pet peeve. And everyone knows my pet peeve, and it's my pet peeve, and it has nothing to do with football, but I can never let it go. But I'm serious about it. We're doing something wrong if every third baseball pitcher has a major surgery that puts them down for a year. I mean, it's a big pet peeve of mine. I'm not. You know how I feel about that.
Absolutely.
We're doing something wrong at the youth level. I mean, you shouldn't have a sport where you expect the pitcher to have Tommy John, which means he's down for a year. Do you agree? Is there something medically that we can do different other than have these guys velo? And what's your opinion on that?
I agree with you, but I think you really have to go to the beginning when they start throwing, because most ulnar collateral ligament injuries are micro trauma over time that eventually then
Explain what that means.
In other words, the ligament, every time that a pitcher throws, the motion is completely abnormal. It's not a normal motion, right? Externally rotate as far as you can, throw as hard as you can. And so that ligament, which is a very tiny ligament, when it just gets the micro trauma over time, every time they throw, their arm goes back to forward and that pulls on that ligament. And so very rarely is it, there was no trauma there. If you get an MRI, I would task it, if we got an MRI of all the pitchers in Jacksonville that had not had ulnar collateral ligament injuries, a lot of them on an MRI would look abnormal.
Really?
Because they've been pitching and they've been having this micro trauma.
So it wears down.
It wears down. And but it's hard to tell a 10, 11, 12-year-old who's pitching, you need to use your core more. You need to, because they don't have a core. They're not strong from the ground up.
Right.
Whereas really the pitching motion is, I tell pitchers this all the time when they come in. I say, do you stand there on the mound with the ball and not move and just throw the ball? No, it's a windup. Why is it a windup? Because it's physics. It's from the ground up, and the motion you do, the torque, that gives you your velocity. But a lot of these kids are trying to throw really hard, but they don't have the core.
And they haven't learned how either.
And they haven't learned how. And so there's that micro trauma at an early age. So if you want my opinion, it's a matter of teaching kids young that they don't have to throw 90 miles an hour. Get the technique down. You're going to grow into your body. You're going to get bigger and stronger, and that will likely save their elbow in the future. That's a very hard task.
It's a great take, though, because I think who's the guy, JJ Mizorowski? Who's the Milwaukee guy?
Yeah, Jake Mizorowski.
Okay, he's 6'7". He's throwing 102. I'm just waiting for he's gonna have Tommy John. Okay, there's no doubt in my mind. So anyway, that's my big pet peeve. Tell people about orthopedic specialists of Jacksonville. I know you're excited about it.
Yeah, we have 10 surgeons, 2 locations, one at the South location, and the other one at JTB. All specialties represented. And our idea is to get patients in. Our availability is high, and I think the surgeons we have are the best around town. And we're just very excited to start a new group and elevate the orthopedic care in the community.
Yeah, you put together an all-star team, didn't you?
All-star team, dream team.
And I know you, Kevin, and I are good friends. We talk a lot off air. I know you're excited about that, and I know the doctors who are with you are very good ones. So I know you guys will knock it out of the park. Orthopedic specialist of Jacksonville. If you need orthopedic care, that's where I'm going to go. It's where you should go as well. Cap, we appreciate it. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
Back in a moment. It's 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Made in Duval. By Duval. For Duval. 1010XL, Duval Sports Radio.
Craving a cold one? Well, zip into one of the great gate locations you see all over town and pick up a cold Bud Light, or a Natty, or an Ultra. Maybe a 12-pack of the King of Beers, or some cold Coronas. It's all happening at your local gate convenience store. Slide on in today.
This is Hayes Carline for Atlantic Infinity. If a new ride is on your radar, don't wait. Head to Atlantic Infinity today. For a limited time, get 0% interest on new vehicles. When is the last time you saw that offer? Plus, with every new purchase, you'll get the Atlantic Infinity Promise. That's nearly $2,500 in added value, free. No pressure, just smart timing. They're on Atlantic near St. John's Bluff, or shop anytime at AtlanticInfinity.com.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
This is Hayes Carline for Harold & Harold. I was at lunch with my good friend Holt, and he was telling me that sometimes a lawyer can get more from a case than their own client. I was surprised to hear this, but Holt said that doesn't happen with Harold & Harold. They'll never take a fee that is greater than their own client. When they say they treat their clients as a person and not a file, they mean it. Hopefully you won't need them, but if you're ever injured, call Harold & Harold at 904-251-1111. That's 904-251-1111.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Want to grow your hair back?
IHRS, right here in Jacksonville, is the only hair transplant clinic in the Southeast to offer multi-unit hair grafting and the 45-minute PRP treatments. Grow your hair back. Call now for a free in-person evaluation. 904-777-IHRS, 904-777-4477, or visit hairforme.com.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, buddy. Why so glum?
Stinky ice cubes, Jason. It's all downhill from here.
What?
The tap water at my place smells kind of funky. Funky tap water makes funky ice cubes. I meet a nice girl, invite her back to my place for a cocktail, and blow my whole romantic gesture with a mojito that smells like dog's feet.
Wait, I can totally make you way cooler.
I'm not taking your charity ice cubes, Jason. I have my pride.
Your pride is safe. Our plumbers can be at your house the day you call and install a whole home water purification system. Water tastes better, dishes come out cleaner, even your hair feels better after you shower.
Ooh, the ladies love a man with soft hair, don't they, Jason?
Life moves pretty fast. If you spend every day worried about the water in your own home, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
When you want to be heard, send your opinion to the 1010XL text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures.
Thank you for believing in me when the bosses didn't give me a chance.
641-1010. No texting and driving. Get your thoughts heard on 1010XL.
60 days from now, you'll be one of these two guys. The first guy, sluggish, foggy, and feeling like he just can't keep up like he used to. The second guy, driven, strong, and confident. Why? Male Excel's breakthrough microdosing protocol, a daily low-dose testosterone. You don't have to be the first guy anymore. Be the second guy. Take the same steps he took. Try MaleExcel.com. 100,000 men chose wisely. Your move.
Yo, ET here, and I need you to beat the heat this summer with cool escapes and non-stop fun in Clay County. Tackle indoor adventures head on. Throw axes at Live by Axe or smash your stress away at Just Smash That. Then kick back with drinks, good food, and fandom vibes at Nakama Anime Bar or Leaderboard Arcade and Bar. Whether you're blowing off steam or just looking to chill, Clay County got your perfect indoor getaway. Find your cool at ExploreClay.com. That's ExploreClay.com.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care? Totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Back to a Coyle & Sons Wednesday. Since 1927, they've been around the block and probably fenced it too.
904-356-4821 for my friends at Coyle & Sons Fence Company. CoyleJacks.com is the website. Go on the website. You'll see all the stuff they've done. They're really proud of. They built that fence company. And again, if you need fencing, one name to know, it is Coyle. I'm diverse, Carline. You know that?
Yeah.
I am. I'm
intrepid, diverse.
I'm that too.
I mean,
but I've always been giving away football tickets. But you know what I'm about to do? Football.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Because you think I'm just a one-trick pony.
Yeah,
That's your problem.
Little Ted Lasso.
That's
here.
exactly right.
We're going soccer.
Find me some soccer tickets in there, JJ. What do you got in there?
I got a family 4-pack of football tickets to Sporting Jacks. It's their inaugural 2025-2026 season, and this is a preseason fixture against Scottish side Hibernian FC.
I hate them.
Hibs. Screw Hibs. And I
hate them.
Saturday, August 2nd. And be caller number 4 right now, 641-1010, and you can go see the girls' first game.
All right, Sporting Jacks. There you go. Well done. 4 tickets, a 4-pack. You were giving away right now. You just heard JJ say it. Harrison Bailey is 108 for 171 for 1,190 yards, 10 touchdowns, and 3 picks.
And 17 years in college football.
Do you know where he played? Can I tell you?
Yeah.
Started at Tennessee.
That's not bad.
By the way, he was a 4-star that picked Tennessee. I did some research.
Yeah.
That's kind of who I am.
Mm-hmm.
He was
intrepid.
He's a 4-star at Tennessee. That he picked Tennessee over Bama, Georgia, and Ohio State. I didn't know this.
This was the peak of his career.
Until I began my research.
Yeah.
And then, started at Tennessee. Played against Florida. Did you know that?
Mm-hmm.
You did know that.
Mm-hmm.
The 20, I did not know that. He was 14-21 against Florida.
Not bad.
Gators won 31-19 because they always beat Tennessee. That was in 2020.
Yeah, that wasn't his fault.
Transferred to UNLV. That was before Dan Mullen got there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Stayed there a year. Same amount of time he was at Tennessee. You thought that was the end of his college career. Well, you'd be wrong.
Yeah.
Went to Louisville. Okay. 1 year for the Cards. You thought he'd probably graduate from there. Well, you'd be wrong. He went to Florida. He's now at his 4th school in 4 years, and I fear he's going to have to play. That's my fear. So you're not worried about it, and I appreciate it. You're a very positive thinker. And listen, I hope Harrison Bailey, if he plays for Florida, does well. And I pull for every Gator. But I do mean this very seriously, and I don't mean it in a mean way. And I will be his biggest fan if Lagway can't play and he wins the job over the other guy, and I'll be the guy's biggest fan. What are we doing, 4 schools?
Yeah.
What are we doing? I mean,
not good.
I'm being serious. This is his 4th college. I don't blame Florida for going to get him. They need an insurance policy. They thought they had the guy from Charlotte,
right,
that was going to go, and so anyway. So all right. So that's it. Now you're saying, well, what if Lagway can't play and it isn't him? The Aiden Warner era continues. It doesn't begin.
Yeah, right.
It continues. He's 0-1 as a starter.
You mean Drew Brees?
He's 0-1 as a starter. A narrow loss to Texas. He was okay.
Narrow.
He was a narrow loss. They got edged by the Longhorns. He was 21 of 50.
So that would be a completion percentage 42%. Of roughly 42%.
42%.
Nice going.
228 yards, 0 touchdowns, 3 picks. Now, I'm not going to make fun of him because he was a walk-on and he's played at Yale. And thank you for not being worried about the Lagway injury. Can you talk me off the ledge? Because I'm now worried that he's going to be hurt most of the time. And it's not fair to DJ for me to feel that way. He hasn't done anything wrong. He's trying to be healthy. He didn't try to strain his calf. But I just worry. I think they will be so good if he's healthy
Right.
that I worry that he won't be. Does that make sense?
Without a doubt. And certainly he has had a number of things. I mean, that is obvious. It's a matter of fact. But I don't think that it necessarily means that he will be perpetually injured
And it doesn't.
throughout his time.
It doesn't.
So the fact that I think he's going to be 100% at the starting gate, again, I can't imagine something else happens, but I guess you don't know. I do think quarterbacks train harder before fall camp than they do in fall camp. So the conditioning that he was doing where he strained the calf, he's probably not going to that level now that camp has begun, and he certainly won't go to that level in the regular season. So I think that's something to be mindful of. Like, he's not going to be taxing his body in conditioning like he has been. And he's a big guy. So I don't get a sense that he's not going to be able to take hits or things like that. I think he's got a little bit more of a savvy in terms of when to avoid contact. But yeah, I mean, look, anybody can stick their foot in the turf and blow out a hamstring like he did last year against Georgia. I mean, that was just him. He just cut and his foot caught and his hamstring got damaged. So, I mean, to me, yes, I mean, that could happen, but that could happen to anybody. I don't get a sense that he is at more of an injury risk than any other starting quarterback in college football.
And the reality is, you are probably right. There are guys that just have different freak things happen, and this is probably what it is. But it just feels like a lot of stuff, again, I said this the other day. He has not yet taken a snap as a sophomore, and he has missed time with concussion, hamstring. Hasn't missed time, but has had sports hernia surgery, has had a sore shoulder, and now has a calf. Now, again, to your point, they're not related. It's not like he had a shoulder injury, which led to an elbow injury, which means he's going to have chronic arm problems. It's not that, and I know that. But it just seems like they are the one thing that worries you. I don't care what sport you're a fan of, and I don't care who the team is. Nothing worries you as much as your main guy, your key guy getting hurt. That right? Then there's nothing worries you more than your key guy getting hurt.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, if something happens to Patrick Mahomes, it's probably over for the Chiefs.
Right.
If something happens to Jalen Hurts or Joe Burrow or Lamar Jackson, it's probably curtains for them as a contender that season.
Yeah, that's
and it's the same thing, obviously, in any level of football. But yeah, any of these teams that are going to be ranked in the preseason top 20, take away their quarterback, and none of them are going to be able to recover from that.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, I just wanted to make sure you had all the background you needed on Harrison Bailey and Aiden Warner. You caught up now? You good?
I am caught up. I appreciate it, but I don't think you have to worry. I think they will only be playing in blowouts.
They're good. They're both tall.
Yeah.
That make you feel any better or no?
I mean, I think Lagway is going to have an unbelievable season. Yeah. So did I want to hear that he had a calf strain? No. But it was more of an annoyance than it was.
I got it.
I think it's going to debilitate him this fall. I think he's going to be fully recovered. He's already 8-9 days removed from it anyway. I think you can make a case of if they were playing Miami in week 1, I would be more nervous about him being just mentally ready for it and have the cohesiveness down
because he hadn't had enough reps.
Because he just hasn't had an off season.
Right.
But I think playing Long Island, playing South Florida, he's going to have some opportunities to get some game reps in what I would consider to be fairly non-competitive games if the Gators are what we think they are from a talent standpoint. So I think he's got enough time. But yeah, you don't want to see anything else happen. But I really don't think it will. I'm sure they're going to really ratchet it down. And they would have done this anyway. But I just don't think in fall camp you're asking your quarterback to do a lot of crazy conditioning. And I would think that would go for everybody. But certainly with Lagway's offseason, I would think they'd want to be extra careful. But I think the kid is going to be sensational. And he has proven he will play through pain. I mean, to play through a hamstring injury as long as he was never right.
Right.
So, and he missed how many games did he even miss a game after Georgia? I guess he had
Texas.
He missed Texas. So he missed one game on an injury that probably should have kept him out for a month. So I do think he is really tough, and that, carries a lot of weight in this as well. So I believe that DJ Lagway will be relatively injury-free and will have a big-time year.
We'll take a break. We'll wrap the program a little bit to talk about the trade deadline in baseball. Then and more. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show. From the Harold and Harold studio, don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The NASCAR Cup Series will be back racing on Sunday. It's the Iowa Corn 350 at the Iowa Speedway. 350 laps around the nearly 1 mile track. It measures 7/8 in length. Ryan Blaney, the defending champion. Pressure on the line for drivers trying to make the 10-race playoff. Only 4 races remain to qualify, and only 3 playoff spots are left. Christopher Bell and Ryan Blaney both plus 450 to win at Iowa. Kyle Larson at plus 500. Denny Hamlin is at plus 750. Chase Elliott plus 1,000, while William Byron and Joey Logano are both plus 1,100 to take the checkered flag. Earn cash back on your gaming transactions with the GBank Signature Visa Card at vsin.com/GBank. I'm Tony Desiri with your Visa in Action update on 1010XL.
You wouldn't drive your car 50,000 miles without an oil change. So why are you ignoring your septic tank? That thing's working round the clock, taking every flush, shower, and mystery casserole down the line. Eventually, it fills up. And when it does, you do not want to find out the hard way. Don't wait for the stink. Septic tanks need to be pumped every 3 to 5 years. Call 904-862-6769 to schedule your septic pump out with the pros at Duck Duck Rooter. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
This is Jennifer Marion at Randy Marion Cadillac. Are you ready to drive away today in luxury? Then you should check out Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard in Jacksonville.
Discover our luxurious lineup with over 100 Cadillacs to choose from, including the stunning Cadillac IQ, Lyriq, Optique, and Visti.
And here's something important. The $7,500 tax credit on EV vehicles will be gone in just 90 days.
That's right. Don't miss your chance to save while driving in style.
Visit us at Randy Marion Cadillac.
Plus tax tag Title $9.99 admin fee and resist all on approved credit.
Hi, it's Frank Frangie. You hear my buddies Dan and Jeff talk about that great food at Daly's Dash all the time. Jeff loves that Duval, and Dan loves the Boss. And they're right, both are terrific. But I can tell you they have so many excellent options at Daly's Dash. Salads and flatbreads and tacos and quesadillas, you name it. And of course, those fantastic subs and sandwiches. I just had the Italian sub. It is so good. The thing is, Daly's Dash is really committed to their food and committed to making it perfect for you. Everything is fresh, made to order every time. And there's so many Daly's locations in town, no matter where you are, there's one near you. I love to pop in and grab a sub at lunch, or maybe after a round of golf, or maybe even after calling one of those Jags games. There's never a bad time to stop into Daly's Dash and grab that great, great food. So head there today. Take it from Dan and Jeff, or take it from me. They say it's nicer here. It really is. And the food is delicious. Head to Daly's Dash today.
Now this is how you end a summer. Under the lights, surrounded by history. The driver's last shot at the playoffs. Your last chance to see regular season action. Friday night, Xfinity lights the fuse. Saturday night, the Cup Series delivers the fireworks. This is Daytona. This is everything. NASCAR weekend at Daytona International Speedway, August 22nd and 23rd. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Hey, Hickett here. Look, I love a great flash sale. National Carpet Cleaning Month is ending, but now Zero Res has carpet cleaning special for you. If you're at the beach, you got kids playing outside for the summer, graduation, whatever, get your carpets clean. Book this flash sale at ZeroResJacksonville.com or call 287-5727. Tell them Dan sent you. Flash sale ends this Thursday. Buy 2 rooms of carpet cleaning and get the 3rd room absolutely free. Zero Res, spell it backwards or forwards. It's the right way to clean.
Zero Res. He's not Pistol Pete, he's Pete Prisco.
Been on the wanted list almost 20 years.
CBS Sports senior NFL writer Pete Prisco joins the Frangie Show Friday afternoons on 1010XL. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles.
Hey, Jacksonville, it's Dr. Kevin Kaplan, team physician for the Jaguars and proud member of Jacksonville's newest orthopedic dream team. At Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville, we brought together 10 board-certified fellowship-trained surgeons, each one a specialist in their field, all working together to deliver smarter, faster care with better results. From sports injuries to joint replacements, we've got the right player for every position. Visit osjax.com and meet your team. That's osjax.com.
We're certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Experience? Yeah, that's Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reed Wingate. They have the expertise and knowledge to take care of your money. For more info, go to itppartners.com. ITP Partners, they're my financial partners for life.
Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success.
Let's get the work done.
Training camp is here.
Up, quick feet.
1010XL's training camp coverage is backed by Roland Reach Plumbing and Green Acres Sporting Goods.
Go, here we go. Let's go. It's live now. Let's go.
At Cannons of Jacksonville, they know that when you're towing anything, you gotta have products you can rely on. With over 50 years of fabrication expertise, the family at Cannons can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Whether it's a heavy-duty hitch, trailer frame, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons will provide you with unmatched precision and durability. For all your towing needs, visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. Call 904-722-1111.
Instant Keys saves the day if you've lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call Instant Keys, 722-1111.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
All right, where have we been on the course of today's program? We certainly talked some Jaguars. Who are their best players? We went through that on their off day. They're back on the field tomorrow morning. We'll be out there with them. Talked about the baseball deadline. I'm going to talk about that again in a moment. Austin Slater, former Jacksonville guy, on his way to the Yankees. I want to talk about the Yankees in a second. We talked about Lagway. I wanted to make sure Hayes knew who the backup quarterbacks were, so I think I did a good job of informing him. Very proud of that information that I was able to pass along.
It was very insightful and thorough.
I talked about the Billy Joel documentary, which is both as well. And our friend Kevin Kaplan stopped by to talk about various injuries.
Imagine being married to Christy Brinkley, and that's not the wildest love story that you've had in your life.
Think about that.
That is really incredible.
I mean, he fell in love with the best friend's ex-wife right after they divorced.
Yeah.
I mean, and the best friend now goes, yeah, it happened. We're good.
Well, I will say it's amazing how much that happened, like in that era, because obviously there's the Eric Clapton, George Harrison, Layla thing.
He wrote Layla. That was why he wrote Layla.
Yeah. So I mean, it's Fleetwood Mac, obviously a lot of that. But yeah, I never knew that about Billy Joel. And I never knew he was in a band called The Hassle.
The Hassles. That was his first one. That was when that was right out of high school.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. I'll say this about the documentary: everybody's in it. I mean, Christy's in it. His daughter's in it. The ex-wife's in it. The ex-husband of the ex-wife's in it.
That's great.
They're all in it.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's what makes the best documentaries. When you have every angle and every perspective brought to the table. I'm looking forward to watching it. I may start it tonight.
It's long, but it's really good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really good. So, all right. So that tells you where we've been in the show today. JJ, baseball question for you. Are the Pinstripes going to miss the playoffs?
I actually watched them last night. They got a much-needed win against Tampa.
Yeah.
Max Fried pitched a great game, but are they not in the wild card right now?
They're 58 and 49. No, they're in the hunt. They're 58 and 49.
I know they're certainly not going to win the East. Okay. I mean, it looks like Toronto's probably going to maybe not run away with it, but beat the Yankees for sure.
They got the first wild card now. They're trying to hold off Seattle. Texas is still kind of in the hunt.
I think they'll make the playoffs. I don't think they'll do anything once they get there. But honestly, if you look at that lineup, you're like, this is the Yankees.
I know.
And they just went to the World Series, especially without Judge.
They're a half a game ahead of the Red Sox, who've played pretty well. They are, I think,
which is crazy because the Red Sox in the first half of the season sucked.
I know they're 2 games ahead of the Mariners. Who are good, who are still in the hunt. The Rangers are kind of on the periphery there, so we'll see. I just think they could,
It's going to be fun to watch. As a Yankee hater, I've enjoyed this season because they did jump out to that lead in the East,
right,
and everyone was like, "Oh, they're going to run away with it."
I said it too. I was among those.
And they just really got hit hard the last couple months.
Yeah, that's I mean, how about what if the Pinstripes, Hayes, don't make the playoffs?
That's crying shame.
That's terrible.
And the Atlanta Braves are 17 games under.
So who are we tanking for?
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, can I at least have I know there's no schemes in this draft.
Unfortunately, the draft is over. Okay, so there's
baseball. It's
unfortunately the draft is over.
It's sort of like right.
But
after
the pick that we're gonna
season.
have, I say we. I've watched nothing of the Braves this year.
We're all in this together.
Yeah.
But so the Braves finish with a disaster of a season, but they get a good pick. So next summer is when they would actually use that pick.
And
correct?
they could actually bring, you see it a lot more nowadays. I feel like when I was a kid, it never happened, but teams will draft a guy who's been playing in college for a while, always a pitcher, and he'll be in the league.
Right.
Pretty damn fast.
That's right. If you get a college pitcher, they come up fast.
Where are they picking right now?
Yeah.
4th?
Yeah, well, I will tell you this.
It got to be if they're behind the Pirates.
It's top 10.
Where are they?
There are 30 teams in baseball. 3 have a worse record than the Braves.
Nice.
That is incredible.
There are 3.
How is he allowed to manage this team? How have they... I mean, what are you doing in Atlanta? Radio hosts and journalists, and how is this allowed to go on?
The Colorado Rockies are 28-79.
We won't pass them.
Okay, they're 28-79. The Chicago White Sox are 39-69, and there's one more team, and the Washington Nationals are barely behind. They're 44-64.
Yeah, the Braves could finish dead last in their own division.
Yeah, the Braves are 45-62. So there's 3 teams in baseball.
That's just amazing.
3
it's
with
pathetic.
the worse record than the Atlanta Braves.
How did that happen?
They won 6 straight Easts.
Yeah, by the way,
they had locked up their core.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like they looked like they were built to last for 6 years.
By the way, and joking aside, because JJ, you do follow it closer, obviously, than we do. What did happen? I mean, it had a lot of hurt guys, Strider, Acuna, but but why did the bats go bad? I guess is that what's the theory on Braves blogs?
The theory is that they changed completely changed their
approach.
Yes, exactly. That was the word I was looking for. Approach to hitting that year, and it was last year, and we all know that a couple months into last season, all of a sudden everything just died when it comes to hitting. And
I mean, is Ryan Nielsen their hitting coach?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, how is this possible?
And it seems like
you've got the Memphis Rattlesnake.
He did live in Atlanta for a while.
That's true.
I mean, since you're reaching.
Maybe he talked to the team right after they set the record for home runs.
Approach, guys.
Attack. Yeah. Did he say attack?
Yeah, you need to gain 20 pounds immediately.
They really went away from just swinging for the fences on every single at bat, which they were doing.
Yeah.
And then they're like, hey, we're not hitting as many home runs anymore. Maybe we need to, just, I guess, try to take the ball the other way or do whatever. And they just sucked at that.
So who's going to be the next manager? Because they cannot bring him back. I don't care that he won the World Series. He's got to be fired. He should have been fired 2 months ago. Why is he not fired?
Well, I think he's stepping down after the season. Right. They've already said. Because at this point, it's why would you even fire him now at this point?
Murph. Bring back. I know Murph that hadn't been in baseball for a long time.
Phenomenal.
I'm bringing back Murph.
I'd love it.
I'm bringing back number 3. Putting number 3 on him. He can wear it.
Yes.
He's retired, but he can wear it. He retired for him.
That's right.
I mean, if you bring back a guy with a retired number, he can wear the number.
Yes, he can.
So there's
Chipper Jones.
I say Chipper and Murph. I say Chipper the hitting coach, Murph the manager, Chipper the hitting coach. I'm bring back Rick Mailer as the pitching coach. I'm ready. Okay?
You are ready.
We have to talk about
Rick Mailer.
The hug watch, which is going around during the trade deadline.
Right.
So the Twins are doing this, and it's absolutely phenomenal. So every broadcast basically always has cameras in the dugout.
You know what the hug watch is, right?
I actually have no idea what you're talking about.
Let me tell you what a hug watch is when guys get traded in the middle of a game, their teammates all hug them because they're leaving.
Oh, okay.
So you do it.
Oh, I see.
So the camera is looking for the. I didn't mean to interrupt you, JJ, but the
no, I appreciate it because I have no idea what you're talking about.
But go ahead, JJ.
Yeah, so the Twins are like, hey, we know everyone's going to be looking for guys hugging their teammates, thinking they're traded during the game. And so they've just started randomly hugging each other.
Hilarious.
And trolling the entire fan base.
They've all, it's hilarious.
So great. Thank God that doesn't exist in the NFL. I can see us all up there in the press box with our binoculars. He's hugging him.
Oh, my God. Trayvon just got hugged.
Right.
So the hug watch is awesome. The
because
hug watch
like
is a thing.
The only sport where guys are getting traded during games.
Right,
yeah,
you know?
it makes sense.
Who was the guy last week or last night that got traded and just went to the other dugout?
Oh, that happens all the time.
Yeah, but it happened like a day or two ago.
Yeah, I don't know.
Guy got traded, and so he went from the third base dugout to the first base dugout. Changed uniforms and was ready. It was eligible for the game.
Do you remember a couple years ago when Flores for the Mets got wind that he was going to be traded, and so but it hadn't officially happened yet, so he's like out in the infield crying his eyes out because he loved playing for the Mets.
Right.
And then it turns out that was a fake report. He's not even getting traded. So you were just on camera crying during the game, looking like a baby.
That is awesome. Anyway,
Such a weird time of year in baseball.
The Braves have to fire their guy. They have to fire Snit. I mean, again, but it really did happen fast. Look, when a team like the Dodgers or the Braves or the Yankees or the rest of when they go bad, instead of being 19 games over or 22 games over, they're 4 games over. That's a bad season. That's
you only win 86 games.
Correct. That's exactly right. You win 85, 86 games. You're not 17 games under.
You don't lose 85.
Those teams are never 17 games under.
There's way too much lollygagging with the Atlanta Braves.
So what does that make it? Lollygaggers. But it's pretty amazing stuff. But I will tell you this: the Pirates have already traded. You know the Pirates. They're going to trade. They're going to. I know what my team's going to do. They're going to trade anybody that makes any money and get a guy in single A who's 12, but he projects to one day be a starting shortstop, and hopefully they hope he'll one day hit 230, and he won't. But
they'll trade him.
Right, correct. But I will watch all. But tonight will be a watching night for me because I think it's one of the fun days in sports. Is the and by the way, it's better now. Up until 3-4 years ago, JJ. There was a second trade deadline.
The waiver, which I hated.
Yeah, if you cleared waivers, you could be traded again.
Right.
But now,
they did away with that.
Yeah, they did away. Yeah. So this is it. This is the only trade deadline we have. So all right, let's say hello to Rick Ballou.
Now the 2-minute drill on 1010XL.
Rick, the Boston Red Sox still hanging around, right? 59 and 51.
1986, they acquired Tom Seaver, but they could not use him in the postseason because it was after the day.
I didn't know that.
A lot of people don't remember that Tom Seaver was actually on the 86 Red Sox.
I did not know that. How about that?
Came in very late. Yeah, they're hanging around. They pounded the ball today, 13 runs. You know what's crazy about that? If you look at Alex Bregman, who's missed 7 weeks, they don't have a hitter on their team right now, a starter, hitting over 270.
Well, that's more, but that's baseball, though.
Yeah.
That's where the game is. If you watch a baseball, it doesn't matter who's playing. You watch both lineups. Mm-hmm. They'll have their lineups are between 230 and 260. The whole team.
Maybe one guy over 300 for each team.
Yeah,
maybe
tops.
Yeah, I think there's 7 right now over 300.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that was because Machado, had a huge night last night. I think he went like 4 for 4, and he got to 300. I always study baseball numbers, but it's fascinating. Tell you what else is fascinating to me is strikeouts to hits. Yeah. Okay, there's only 2 players in the history of the Hall of Fame who had more strikeouts than hits. Any idea who that is?
More strikeouts than hits.
Right.
Kingman's not in the Hall of Fame. I'm going to take some wild guess. Willie McCovey?
Nope.
I'm going to say Mr. October.
Mr. October is correct.
Nice.
Wow. Reggie Jackson is the all-time leader for strikeouts.
Okay, who's that?
And Jim Thome.
Jim Thome, okay.
You look at every slugger.
Yeah.
Ichiro has like 150 more strikeouts than hits. Aaron Judge has like 200 more strikeouts than hits.
Really?
Mike Trout is approaching 1,700 strikeouts.
You meant Ohtani. Okay.
Who did I say?
Yeah, Ichiro. But I know
Ichiro struck out like 5 times.
I know, but I know what you meant. You meant Ohtani.
But it's just a totally different game where, it's amazing.
Yeah, strikeout and home runs is what the game is.
But just think of all the great Hall of Famers.
I know.
They had more hits than the guys that are going to now be part of this next wave that's coming in. More strikeouts than hits. It's a totally different game.
But JJ hears me whine about it all the time. Strikeouts, home runs, Tommy John surgery, velo, 102, 100. That's where the game is. Right. That's where the game is. So, exactly. All right. What's tonight?
We got a lot of good stuff tonight. I'm really looking forward to the program. I'm going to. Tank Bigsby said something interesting to me yesterday when I had a chance to talk with him, and I dug some numbers out today about projections as far as being able to run the football, because I think all the focus and everything is on that offensive line and whether or not you can get Trevor to the next level. But I think all of our listeners would agree that if they can't run the ball, they're not going to get there. So the projections are out. I think it's been a pretty good start to camp for the running back position. We're going to spend a lot of time on that right out of the gate. John Osher will join me. We'll check the money late night with Rafael Esparza.
All right, all coming up. Rick Blue goes into the night right now. We're out of here tomorrow, 2 to 4. Remember that now. That's our new time slot on Thursdays until the end of football season. So we'll see you at 2 o'clock tomorrow. For Hayes and JJ, I'm Frank Frangie. So long.